Today I wanted to talk about a weapon idea I had for a support weapon in Helldivers 2. Now I'm not going to waste your time. I want Arrowhead to make a compound bow as a support weapon. Now you might be thinking, that's a crazy idea. A bow, an arrow, and a sci-fi third-person shooter? How would it even be viable or realistic? Yes, this is a crazy idea, but I think I might just know a reasonable way for Arrowhead to make it work. Firstly, I wanted to emphasize that I think this weapon should be a support weapon. At first glance, you may see this weapon as the big brother of the explosive crossbow, and you wouldn't be wrong about that. But I think it would have to work as a support weapon because of its size, and the fact you would need a backpack or quiver of some kind to hold your arrows. Not to mention, you would be able to bring the crossbow and the compound bow at the same time. I just really like bows. Now, given that it needs a quiver or backpack slot to carry its ammo, this weapon probably will need some major compensation. Since it's not like a grenade launcher, which doesn't require a backpack slot, I think it's fair to say we can buff this weapon up quite a bit. Now, what about the balance? There is simply no better place to look at than the autocannon, in my opinion. It is also my main inspiration for this weapon, since programmable ammo on support weapons was first introduced on the autocannon. What's programmable ammo, you ask? Well, this, my friends, is exactly how I think we can make the compound bow not only be viable in Helldivers 2, but also extremely appealing. You see, the autocannon has two firing modes, which allows it to shoot at heavies and penetrate heavy armor, or clear a crowd with ease using flak rounds. Its heavy piercing has limited crowd control, but that's okay because it lets you take down hulks to the face. Now, when it comes to the compound bow, I wanted to copy this same idea, except on a much broader scale. The compound bow needs to have different ammo types in the form of arrowheads, kind of like Hawkeye does. Now, my first idea was to create different ammo variants based off of all the grenade types, except Arrowhead keeps adding grenades. So Arrowhead would have to keep updating the compound bow indefinitely as long as they keep making more grenade variants. So I was thinking of creating a limited variety instead. For example, I think it should have at least 3 variants: thermite, explosive, and incendiary. Starting with thermite, which arguably is the most OP out of all of my suggestions, but also one of the coolest. The projectile would fire with a higher drop-off, kind of like the grenade launcher, and it would be AP3 or medium pen. But that won't matter since thermite is straight up anti-tank. The damage of the compound's bow's thermite would be significantly less than regular thermite, so that it doesn't one-shot, but precision should be rewarded like a one-shot to a Hulk's eye. Explosive and incendiary kind of achieve the same purpose, which is crowd control. Both projectiles would also be AP3. Having an explosive radius and high damage makes taking explosive arrows extremely viable when it comes to this support weapon. But with the addition of the incendiary arrows, it allows you to burn hordes of enemies all at once. Out of these two, it does make sense that Arrowhead would likely lean towards the explosives, since that has already been achieved with the explosive bolts on the crossbow, if of course they can only pick one. Now, I think Arrowhead could include more variants if they wanted to, but I do fear that adding too many variants might make other weapons feel weaker in comparison, or make the compound bow a jack of all trades. But my last point is, the studio is literally named Arrowhead Studios. Why wasn't this in the game at launch? Now, all jokes aside, those are all of my ideas about this weapon in particular. Let me know if you guys would want to see this weapon in the game. Also, let me know how you would add it into the game. Are my suggestions too weak, or are they too overpowered? If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. It helps a ton, and it means a lot.